Hello, my name is Regina Reynolds, and this is my faith integration presentation. On our agenda today, we will do an overview of Jean Piaget's child development theory, an overview of James Fowler's stages of faith, and we'll discuss age ranges um, with regards to Piaget's versus Fowler's similarities and differences in the theories and my personal view of how their work will impact future work with children. The overview of Jean Piaget's theory of child development. Piaget was curious about how children resolve things in their mind. He became aware that little children, their replies are subjective or of contrast to older, mature children. He believed that the more they've been matured and were involved in life situations, they would gain more knowledge. And it was not a question of younger children being dumber. It was just a matter of them maturing more and growing up. There were two dominant facets to his theory. One was the method of becoming aware, and then the phases by which we go through or maneuver through obtaining the capacity to be aware step by step. An overview of James Fowler's stages of faith. His stages of faith were developed upon a foundation of spiritual growth in people during their whole entire lifespan. He stands by his theory that a person's spiritual consciousness flows side by side and it coincides with the facets of human development. So, in essence, spirituality is an essential characteristic of people. Fowler does not describe faith as one exact religion, but a mode of reciprocal action with everything in creation. And therefore, it gathers or generates definition in one's life. Fowler believes that faith happens to all people all the time. For example, people put faith in power, in family, in money, and in religion. Therefore, his theory of development was constructed to explain that very process. So, as we in his stages, they're regarding children in this instance. So, stage 0 is primal or undifferentiated faith, found in infants, toddlers, birth to 2 years old. Stage 1 is intuitive projective faith, preschool age through age 7. Stage 2, mystic literal faith, school age from 6 to 12 years of age. Stage 3, synthetic conventional faith, adolescence age 12 through age 18. Stage 4, individuative reflective faith, it's early adult from mid-20s to mid-30s. And then stage 5, conjunctive faith, middle adult, which happens in midlife crisis. And then stage 6, universalizing faith, which is quite rare, he says. It's enlightenment, which happens later in maturity, later in the golden years. Um, James Fowler wants there to be an accurate understanding surrounding his theory. 3 areas that he's concerned about there being a misunderstanding around his theory is one, the definition of faith. It's not a word signifying religious beliefs only, but it's an action word explaining or articulating experience. Second, his faith development example should be considered a fact scientifically, a continued work, not a closed view or not closed off, but open to new discoveries. Third, misunderstanding about his stages um, are that they are looked at as classifications like each age, but he doesn't want you to look at it as at them being classifications, but at related to faith, but through eyes of values. And in that, it would give answers to the what the how questions. And so a how question would be, how could this happen, or how, and it would be through faith. That would be an answer, through faith. When I compared the two, according to Fowler's stages of faith, a child ages 3 to 7 would be in his stage one, intuitive faith, versus Piaget's theory of cognitive development, the pre-operational stage, which is stage number two for him. A child would be again age 2 to 7. Fowler indicates that this stage children have already attained language and can work with symbols to convey what's in their mind or what they're thinking. And faith at this age is developed with pictures and a model or influence from other people. And this stage parallels Piaget's stage of pre-operational thinking in the sense that it lacks persistent rational mental structure. I mean, they're still learning. Then, according to Piaget, at this age, their language begins. It has not already formed. It begins, but they have no knowledge, or they have not acquired understanding of the point of view of others. They don't understand others' point of view. There's a video it shows where they a child could not perceive as an adult could of things that were right there in front of him. Piaget also explains that what kids cannot do. My own personal view that I believe there is and there will always be an incredible impact positively on future work with children by using the insights gained through these theories to gauge and guide children in their learning. I also learned through this research that children are more smarter than we give them credit for. And if we looked at them through a lens of what they're capable of doing at a particular age range, instead of grouping all the ages together, there'll be less guessing, more understanding, and less negative opinions. I also learned through this process that younger children do not see the things or perceive them the same way as older kids or adults. They usually see the obvious things and not the details. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you for watching.